You're born. Your mum takes a selfie with you and uploads it to Facebook. The algorithm creates a shadow profile for you before your birth certificate is even signed. You are a toddler. You watch more YouTube than TV. The shows were scientifically designed to hold your attention. The brightest colors, the loudest noises, the most cuts. You learn to use an iPad before you can read, and your parents think you're smart, but you scream when they take your devices away. You're 5 years old. You start school. You're very scared. Your teacher is 25 and her fine arts degree didn't let her get a better job. School is weird. You don't like the other kids. Thankfully, there's a COVID pandemic, so your developing brain can avoid all the social contact it so desperately needs. You spend a lot of time with your parents. They work from home, which means they say, "Nothing new at my end," on video calls several times a day. You're forced to go back to school. You hate it. They say you have ADD, but you can concentrate on video games just fine. School isn't like the movies. There aren't really bullies, but you don't have friends either. Everyone is just kind of alone, together. You're 12 years old and you just got your first proper phone. One with apps. Not the budget one that only lets you ring mum and dad. It's amazing. You sign up to all the social media sites. Somehow the apps already know who you are and who all your friends are, and they recommend who to connect with. You're in some group chats, one with everyone, but no one uses that one. There are other chats with names like Everyone Except Emily and Not Gavin. Sometimes nudes are shared. These are fake. Probably. You hope there aren't chats with your name as the title, but you know deep down that there will be. Occasionally you get homework. You use ChatGPT and say that you don't, and the teachers don't check and say that they do. You have one close friend, a weird kid named Jim. There's also a girl you like, Emily. You went on a date once, but it was very awkward. You play a lot of games and you watch a lot of porn. You want to be a streamer, so you buy a webcam, but you don't understand lighting, so your stream looks like a horror movie. It doesn't matter though, because the only viewer you have is just your phone in incognito mode. Your dad loses his job. He blames AI. You're 19 years old. You go to college and you study a bit of everything, but nothing really sticks. Everyone around you seems to care a lot about a war on the other side of the world. It doesn't affect you much, but you quickly learn which brand of performative outrage is required in order to blend in. The only people you seem to care about are streamers and YouTubers. You like the ones who agree with you, you block the rest. You don't understand why this can't be you. They're not even that good at the video games they play, but they feel like you're real friends. You're lonely, but the anxiety and depression stop you going out. One desperate night you log into OnlyFans and look up Emily. You pay to message her. The Pakistani man who runs her account sends you a generic message back. That man soon loses his job to AI. Sometime later, Emily also loses her job, this time to an Indian man who uses AI to make adult content. You're 22. You barely passed your exams. Using ChatGPT for so long means you can look up everything, but you can barely remember anything. You have crushing debt and you still live at home. You try not to think about it. You get a job at Uber Eats. It pays less than minimum wage, but somehow the contract makes that legal. You're always tired. You lie in bed, doom scrolling until you fall asleep. Your dad tells people he's a day trader. He says he's grinding really well, but he's often angry and your mum is stressed. You apply to a lot of jobs. You use AI to write your CV, and the companies use AI to filter you out. Almost none of your classmates have jobs either. Your grandparents can't tell what's real anymore. Sometimes they'll send you pictures about African kids recreating famous artwork from recycled Coke bottles. They lose a lot of money in a crypto scam. You're 30 years old and you've never had a real job. You moved into a flat you share with Jim, who's become a fitness influencer, and some random drug dealer. You give up on your dream of ever buying a house. You've stopped using ChatGPT as a search engine. Now it's your therapist. You're 32 and so lonely it hurts. You log into Tinder. The only matches you get are bots. You try to look for Emily, but she's married now. You get easily distracted. Even watching TV requires your phone. The little screen stops you getting bored while you watch the big screen. You get jittery if you forget to take it to the bathroom. You smoke a lot of weed. You're 35. The AI bubble has crashed again, and your mum lost her job in the ensuing recession. You move back home. Your dad hasn't been around for years, and you don't know what he does now. Your grandparents leave you some money, it goes quickly, you don't know where. You're 42, Jim messaged you out of nowhere. He's a woman now. You meet up for a beer and talk about old times and the games you used to play. You tell the story about the time you clutched a 1v5 in overtime to secure your diamond promos. You wonder if that's the highlight of your life. No one has a job nowadays, and there's an election coming up. One side blames the immigrants, the other, the corporations. There's a scandal. Both sides accuse each other of using fake AI stories. You don't even watch the news. You only know what's going on because of React content. You're 50 and your mum has just died. She left you the house and it's almost paid off. Your student debt got wiped a few years ago. You're 55. You've reconnected with Emily. She has a couple of different kids from different dads, and they all move into your mum's house with you. It's nice to have a family. You're 60 years old and you've found a doctor to sign off your disability. You don't have to work anymore. You have a dog and you haven't smoked weed in years. Your Fitbit says you have high blood pressure, but at least you're spending more time outside than you used to. Emily's kids find her OnlyFans content. She tells them it's deepfakes. Your family is unconventional, but you make do. Your life didn't go as planned. You can't really remember what you expected. Probably not this.